All right. What's up, y'all? What is going on? Happy Friday. We're back for another episode of BizBuzz Live. LinkedIn, thanks for tuning in. YouTube, thanks for tuning in. As always, we're here to have some conversations around money, around cash flow. Today, I might hit a nerve with some people, so probably want to stick around for this one. Yes. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of BizBuzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, your financial coach, helping you through all things finance. As always, super grateful for everybody that tunes in and that continues to engage and drop questions. Feel free to find me on any other platform. April happens to be Financial Literacy Month. So no better month than April to get your finances in order. And that's what we're that's what we're going to be doing all month this month. Stay tuned. We're going to be dropping resources for you. Today, I have a resource for you on the cash flow side of things, but we want to have the conversations that are helping us continue to grow our financial life, right? So as always, the reason why we started this show, BizBuzz Live, is to take a little bit of time out to talk about how we make money, how money comes into our life. As a financial professional, I've sat down with thousands of people and had these conversations, normally around some area of their financial life, whether it be their savings, whether it be their debt, their insurance, their retirement planning, their estate plan. And every time we start these conversations, probably 9 out of 10 times, eventually the conversation comes back to cash flow. How does one bring in money and where does that money go? Now, in the financial space, a lot of people talk about where the money goes, budgeting, tracking, understanding how to keep more of the money that's coming in. That's a healthy conversation in the financial world. And again, it being Financial Literacy Month, this is a conversation a lot of people are probably going to start having this month. But this show specifically, we're talking about how money flows into your life, the income side of it. How do you make money? Because all the other things flow from your cash flow. All the other things in your life that you want to make happen, whether it be saving more money, getting out of debt, investing properly, all those things all come down to and come back to how you make money, right? How money comes in. And so a simple formula that I always like to share is when it comes to educating and learning skill sets around money and really getting good in your financial life, y'all, that's what we're talking about. If you're not a person that wants to get better in your financial life, then come back around to me at another time. But for now, for people that want to get better in their financial life, they want to get better, healthier in their financial foundation, the thing you got to know is how to earn money, then how to save money, then how to invest money. Those are the skill sets of money that you're typically learning. First, how do I earn it? Now, most people earn it through a job. The majority of people earn it through a job, meaning you go to work, they pay you 20 hours or $20 for an hour of your work or an hour of your life. You take that paycheck, you go off, and then you do things with it. You try to save with it. You try to invest with it. But what if that's not working? What if the way they taught you to earn money isn't the way you need to earn money now? What if you need to figure out new ways of earning money before you can figure out how to save it and how to invest it? What if you need to learn how to earn? That could be a real thing, and it is a real thing for most people. If you've never been taught how to go out and create an income for yourself, how to hustle, how to go out and create something, sell something, market something, add value to someone. If you've never learned how to do those things, that's where we got to start. That's where you got to start. And then I know it's kind of like going back to school, right? It's kind of like going back to elementary school. It's like, what do you mean? Like, they taught me to get a job. Like, I know. And in 2025, what we're watching happen is that may not work. It just may not work. And I know we want the system to change. I know we want to all be paid a livable wage just for showing up and doing our job, right? The minimum expectation, we expect the maximum return. That's how many people think, right? Just a livable wage for a minimum effort, for just showing up, doing the job you told me to do, not going above and beyond, not doing anything extra, not adding a ton of value, just working. I want a livable wage for it. Fair if somebody wants to believe that. The other side is if the system doesn't change and they're not ready to give you a livable wage, how do you go earn it yourself? How do you use your talent, skills, abilities, all those things to go earn it? That's where you got to focus. So we got to think about earning money first, then saving it, then investing it. The topic that we're talking about today, though, is something that is blurring the lines, in my opinion, between earning it and just like blowing it, right? Like kind of, it's like false investing. I don't know how to put it, but it's kind of like false investing. And many of you have been around this topic or have family members or friends that are entrenched in this. But the online gambling scene in our country, can't speak for the world, but in our country is massive and taking over people's financial life like crazy. One, because many people believe that this is a way that they can earn money. Like I said, this online gambling, sports betting, these things are shifting in our mind. Are we earning it, or is this some type of like investment that we're kind of just betting on? Like I would tell you, right, it's the latter, because you need money to gamble, which means the money has to come in. So it's very similar to how we talk about the stock market. The stock market is not there just for you to earn money. It's there for you to grow the money you've already earned. It's different. That the investing side comes down the line. The earning side is your ability to go generate it so that it comes in for you. And then we take that and we move it into something that grows it. That's what online gambling is. That's what sports betting is. Like you have to have money in order to go do it. But the way our society is looking at this is really more like, this is the way I'm earning money. I saw a guy on TikTok. I don't even know his name. I don't know that I follow him, but he's popped up like maybe 3 or 4 times for me, where he door dashes for a night. Then he goes to the casino. Like his video is, I just door dashed for 4 hours. I made $116. I'm going to take this $116 and turn it into $500 at the casino. That's like his content. So again, he's earning money through DoorDash and then you trying to grow it through gambling. So then gambling becomes this semi form of investing. I saw something on, I think Shannon Sharp's podcast where he said, I forget who he was talking to, but he said something like more people. I wish I had pulled up this article, right? More millennials and Gen Zers, I believe. I think millennials and Gen Zers do more sports betting and online gambling and sports gambling than they do investing in the stock market, IRAs, those retirement accounts, those types of things. They're utilizing this like it's some form of an investment. But I just want everyone to be clear today, after this conversation, that gambling is not investing. Matter of fact, it's going to lead to more of an issue in your life, more than likely than not. So let's not substitute these things. Just because we see this happening in our society, just because we see that this is more prevalent, just because we see that they're loosening the laws on gambling, does not mean that this is the right thing for you. Doesn't mean that this is the way that you should go about earning money or growing money. Online gambling, specifically sports betting. Let's talk about sports betting for a second. The amount of people in our society under the age of 50 that actively bet. I wish I could find the statistic. I probably should just chat GPT this thing. But the statistic of people under the age of 50 that are actively placing bets on sports, things they do not control. This is why it's not fully investing, because you can't really research. I mean, you can do some research, but you're gambling, right? It's by luck. It's by, yes, you could have some data. You can say, I've studied this player for a long time, or typically when this happens, this happens. But that's gambling. What's funny is, just 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they gamified investing in the stock market and made it like gambling. These trends, right? This is what happens when it comes to money and how they take your money. It happened. We saw, remember the whole Robin Hood issue? Remember back in the pandemic, like Robin Hood and right, what was it, GameStop and AMC or whatever it was, and right, tanked, and right, people made a bunch of money from. They gamified Robin Hood as the app, started gamifying. So how you invested money in the market, dipped into the crypto market, all those things. You remember when that happened? And it was like a game for people. They took away the model of investing that Warren Buffett had taught us. They took away the model of investing that Benjamin Graham taught him. They took away that model because you had to know some things. You had to study some things, as Warren Buffett would say, right? You have to know the industry. You have to know the how to read the financials, how to read the prospectus. You have to know the management team. You have to know these things if you're going to invest in a good business and hold it long term so that you can see if this is a good deal or not. That was the old school way of investing. Then they created this gamification of investing, which was not investing, it was gambling. Now we're at the rise of all types of online gambling and sports betting. Where is it going to be a problem? Well, with the sports betting side, just know online sports betting has exploded in popularity. I'm sure you guys know this. I'm sure you know this, right? Every podcast you listen to, half of your YouTube commercials, the biggest names, superstars, all are promoting some type of online sports betting or gambling platform, whether it's Jamie Foxx on MGM or LeBron and Kevin Hart on DraftKings, or and any of the things that come on Barstool, right? Like all of it. And people are seeing this as a way to make quick money. But that's not necessarily the case. Just so you know, the gambling industry is projected to grow significantly over the next 5 to 10 years. It's the rise of it. We're watching it happen. But this has a major financial impact on people's lives. This has a major financial impact on your life. A major financial impact in the lives of your kids, the people that you care about. Why? Gambling is an addiction, can become an addiction. Gambling, the thing that gets you that dopamine, that high, that hit every time you hit something big, every time you are down and then you win something big. Every time you do that, you are wiring your brain for those things. You're wiring your brain to look for that dopamine. So anybody that's out there that's gambling, drop some comments. Tell me how it feels when you hit it big, but then you go back and you lose for the next 2 weeks. But you're just chasing that next high. You're just chasing that next thing, right? That's how it happens. And they're slowly getting people into it. What's scary is they're slowly getting our children into this. I was having a conversation with a lady. She's talking about how she thought her sons had a problem because they were constantly, she saw these like transactions, these Venmos and things like happening. And she's like, do they have a gambling problem? Like, what's going on? It's like, there's so many things to bet on. And when you give people a little bit of money and they have a little bit of time on their hands, and then the media and marketing just shoves it in your face, people take the bait. But the financial impact is big. You guys know in the gambling scene, they used to say this all the time in casinos, what? The house always wins. Yeah, remember that saying? The house always wins. Do you believe it? Because if you believed it, you wouldn't put your money in casinos and sports books, because the house always wins. The casinos and sports books are designed to ensure long-term profits for themselves as operators. Guys, you can't be fooled by this type of stuff when it comes to your money. You can't think that this is a way to earn money when everything in history, everything will tell you that it doesn't play out. The sports book wins, the casino wins. That's why they run Vegas. That's why there's so much money there. It's because they bank on you getting sucked in to this dopamine hit that they win on. And we're watching this happen. We're watching this happen in real time. And I felt like today was a day to talk about it, as we have the Final Four coming up tonight and tomorrow, the championship coming up on Sunday and Monday of college basketball. Lots of time to bet, lots of bets to be made, all that stuff. But this is going to be an issue if you don't pay attention to it. The financial impact reports have shown, this is from NBC News, reports have shown an increase in households filing bankruptcy due to gambling losses. Bankruptcy increasing due to gambling losses. We got stories out here of people draining their savings. I had a client, I was helping them out. I was speaking with the woman. We were getting an estate plan set up or something like that. And I was having a conversation with her, and I was like, hey, like, who handles the finances? Is it you? Is it your husband? She was like, I handle all the finances now. But he had like a position, her husband had a position in the financial industry. He was either like a financial advisor or an accountant or something like that, but he was in the financial industry. And I was like, that's interesting, right? Like, he's a financial professional, he's in the industry, but like, you handle all the money, and like, he doesn't really get a chance to like deal with the money, or he doesn't want to deal with it. And she was like, no, I took that responsibility from him when he gambled away our child's college education fund. Like, they were apparently saving for their child's college and a few $100,000 or something like that, and he gambled it away without her knowing. And from that moment, it all switched. It was like, yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to access this. Think of how this is gonna impact this next generation coming up, that's asking their parents for money. The same generation that was asking their parents for what is that stuff on Roblox? Robux or skins, right? The same generation that got used to asking for money to put it into a game. I want you to see the psychology behind this money stuff, right? They've been asking for, they know what Robux are because they've been playing Roblox since they were a kid. As soon as they get on 2K and all this stuff, they start buying these skins and they start adding money to this game. And now we have real money being placed on games just for adults, right? Sports are typically for adults. You're not betting on children's sports. The same exact thing is happening. This financial impact is going to be huge. People are going to lose savings. It's not going to be good. Not to mention the mental health side of things. Gambling addiction is on the rise. I'll give you guys a business idea. I probably said this on some other piece of content at some point in time. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to need gambling addiction centers, right? Like, we're going to need, just like I gave this example. Remember, maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, getting a massage was like only something you did at a spa, like on vacation, and you're at a nice resort and you like, oh, let me go get a massage. Or you would like have a like massage therapist that was licensed, that like worked on your body. They were kind of expensive, but like you knew that you needed that. That's how massages were. And then Massage Envy comes out and basically franchises this massage industry. And now there was a Massage Envy on, like, but they were popping up all over in these strip malls, and people were taking their 30-minute breaks and their 45-minute breaks to go get a massage and then go right back to work, right? It became something that was normal. Well, the same thing happens on the other side. If you want to think business, right? If something gets really big but becomes a problem, the other side of that is, how do we get people away from the problem? So like, gambling addiction is real. Right now, all that I know of, maybe there's probably some small gambling groups, but there's like a hotline, right? There's a hotline that you can call if you have a gambling problem. Eventually, we're going to need centers, just like there are rehab centers that you have to go off to like detox and get yourself. We're probably going to need the same things. That's how bad this is going to become. People are going to run out of money, and then they're going to have this addiction. And addictions work the same whether we're talking like substance abuse or we're talking like a habit. What would someone do to get their substance of choice if they're an addict? If they run out of money and they have an addiction and it's a substance, what lengths have people gone to in order to do that? They start robbing, stealing, doing illegal things, right? Like that's what happens. You better believe the same thing is going to happen if we don't get a hold of this gambling thing. If we don't get a hold of this gambling thing, it's going to be a really big deal down the line. And so we got to start paying attention to how we can course correct. Do this inside of your house. Do this inside of your household. If you have loved ones, family members, friends, like pay attention to the levels of them gambling, sports betting, online gambling, spending time doing the, I think of the commercial again. All this stuff is programmed in our brain. That commercial, the guy singing, you're waiting for your doggy playing slots, blackjack, and more. Some of you are gonna know that. Ash, you should clip that up because I know that commercial, and some of you know that commercial. But it's talking about gambling while you're waiting in line for something, or you're waiting for your plane, or you're like you got an hour. Why not gamble? Why not play slots? Like think of where we are as a society, and all of this goes directly to your money. So not only the financial, the financial concerns that come with it, now you have, the financial impact that comes with it. Now you have the mental health concerns that come with it, the addiction, the anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, all of these things that start popping up for people as they're losing money. The fact that it's harming the game in and of itself. If you just are a pure sports lover, it's harming the game from the sports betting side because you can bet on every little thing, right? Who's going to call the first time out? Like, why would I bet on that? Why does that matter in the grand scheme of watching this game? I know we're now, the rise of fantasy football back in the day of just looking at players individually, but now this is taking a whole new toll. And it's really impacting people's lives. I want us to just be clear. I want you to just be clear on the fact that gambling is not a way to earn money. If we can drive any point home today about gambling, sports betting, online gambling, whatever it is, it's not a way for you to earn money. If you have an excess of money, if you have short-term savings, 6 months of your emergency fund, if you have long-term savings, IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, cash value life insurance, whatever you choose to do long-term, if you have both of those and you still have some extra money and you're choosing not to invest it in an asset class, if you're choosing not to buy real estate or put it into equities or buy a business or commodities, if that's not what you're choosing to do with the extra money and you want to go gamble it off, by all means, do your thing. I'm not here to tell you what to do specifically. I'm here to tell you what's happening and what you can do if you want to change your financial life and get your financial foundation in place and make sure your cash flow is good. So if you have short-term savings, you have an emergency fund, you got 3 to 6 months and you don't touch it, you're good. You're putting away $500, $700, $1,000 a month for your retirement long-term. You're doing that. You're good. And you still got a chunk of money that you want to play with, by all means, go do your thing. Go gamble. Go buy real estate. Go do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But this is for people that don't have that. You don't have 6 months emergency fund savings. Your retirement is not funded. You aren't even thinking, you can't even think past this year. You can't think past this month. You're not thinking 15 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 25 years down the line. You're not thinking about it. If you're the person that's taking money and sports betting it every single chance you get, Every single chance you're on FanDuel and DraftKings and all the stuff, like every moment, that's where we have to course correct these habits, because that's not a way to earn money. You got to do the right things with money. If you're going to look at gambling, like an investment, which I hope I'm showing you, it's not an investment. It has mental health challenges that come with it. It has real financial impact. If for people that lose money, the house always wins. You will never beat the house. Sure, you might get a win here and there, but you'll never beat the house. If you take the cumulative amount, for all of you that don't believe me, take the cumulative amount that you've spent on sports betting or gambling and factor in the wins and the losses and see, are you positive or negative in that? Are you plus or minus? Where are you at? More than likely, you'll be in the negative. More than likely. Because that's the house always wins. If the majority of people were in the positive and they had made profits from all the money that they had put in, we wouldn't have a Vegas. We wouldn't have all these casinos. They wouldn't make money. But that's what they do. They make money because you're giving away your few dollars and you're not getting as much in return. And then in 6 months, you hit your $4,000 jackpot, but you didn't realize you just put in $7,000. And then you go back with your 4,000 and start going again and put another 7,000 in until you get your 2,500 jackpot. Now you put in 14, but you only got out 6. And now you keep going because you hit again, right? That's how it works. I don't want you guys to get caught in that. I don't want that to be the life for you. Again, I'm not speaking to you if you are financially in a good place. Granted, there still might be some mental health and addiction things you want to pay attention to. Might want to. But if you have discretionary income outside of saving short-term and long-term, and you just want to put some money to gamble and see, right, how you can make some additional money, by all means, go ahead. Don't take your advice from, people that have the money if you don't have it. You need to be saving it. You need to not give it away to the house. You need to not give it away to the casinos. You need to not give it away to the sports books. You need to focus on earning more money and then learning how to save it. That's where your skill set, that's where your habits need to go. Once you do that, once that happens and you have discretionary, you can always come back. Gambling is going to be there. The casinos have always been there. It's going to get more and more prevalent. I'm trying to help the young people, and you should help the young people in your life not get caught up in this before they understand the principles of how to build wealth, which is learning how to earn it, learning how to save it, and then learning how to invest it. All right. I told you I'd give you guys a resource. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. We have an ebook. It's a cash flow 101 ebook. You can feel free to download it. The site is bit.ly, right? It's a bit.ly link /UA cash flow. You can go there, download the free ebook. It's free. It's going to tell you all the things that I talk about when it comes to building your cash flow, right? What's coming in, what's going out? What are the strategies of how you bring in more? What are the strategies you need in order to keep more of what's coming in? Those are the things you got to pay attention to, y'all. So that's a resource for you. Every single Friday here on BizBuzz Live, we're going to be talking about cash flow things that impact what's coming in specifically and also what's going out. But I want to be able to help you guys increase your cash flow. We're heading into a recession. Stock market is crashing. You guys are watching it. It has everything to do with investing and saving. But the people that have extra money, that have learned how to earn their money, aren't really paying attention as much. This is their time to buy. And market's still not even as low as it's going to go. So take heed, y'all. Every single Friday, BizBuzz Live, LinkedIn, YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in. Feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to come back next week. Start having some more conversations around your money. Till next time.